extraordinary music.
What's going on, Masterclass family? This is your boy Mr. Adams bringing you the Black Friday trade of the day. Today, the trade that we're going to discuss is MU Micron. This is an alert that I found pre-market. I put out the alert and I had alerted this stock on various occasions throughout the day. So let's discuss MU Micron. Going into the pre-market activity, as we can see, the setup here is a gold. All of the moving averages are tightly consolidated together. And this is also what we would call a gold B, because the candlesticks are trading the previous day's high. The gray line here, candlesticks are trading the previous day's high. And this is also a engaged setup. What I mean by that, once again, we have the daily high, the gray line right here, and the red pivot point. They're somewhat close together, but not close enough together to be considered married. So we would consider that to be engaged. When the market opened, both of the money flows were positive. Money flow oscillator and the chalky money flow. First candlestick was a large candlestick. It broke above all of the moving averages and even closed above the pivot, which is a good sign. However, if you recall in the strategy guide, when the first candlestick is large, we prefer to wait for a pullback to enter. So later on, around 11 o'clock, MU began to break back above the pivot and the VWAP, which was a perfect entry. It literally gave you about an hour to get into this trade to catch the move. And if you want to be ahead of the gun, you could have even entered here when it tested the 200-day moving average and the daily high to get a better entry. And when it hit this low here, that was actually 8 cents for the contracts, which would have really given you a great entry had you purchased right here, which is permissible if you want to be a bit more aggressive. If you want to be a bit more conservative, you could have waited for it to break the pivot again with the VWAP, the 20 and the 10-day. Close above all those averages were a strong signal, and that was around 11:15. Consolidated for a good 40 minutes to an hour. Then broke out later on in the afternoon around 1:15. It completely took off. So MU was certainly a great trade. I put it out all throughout the day. I purchased it earlier. I got stopped out. I started to purchase it again, but I got distracted with NVIDIA and BABA. So I actually missed this move. I was kind of heated about that, but it happens. Let's take a look at it on the our other time frames. On the 1 hour chart, as we can see, everything is above the cloud. You have somewhat of a silver setup. The moving averages are clustered together here with the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour chart spread away from it. Once again, it's above the cloud, so that's one thing that we want to see. You did have somewhat of a squeeze here on the hour chart for MU, which is another signal that we like to see. On the 30-minute chart, you have a silver setup as well. Moving averages clustered together. There's your 200-day moving average. You have a flat cloud. That's one of the things that we always want to see on both the 30-minute and the 1 hour. All of the candlesticks are above it, and it just trailed the 10-day moving average on the 30-minute as well. So both the 1 hour and the 30-minute charts were ideal as far as what we look for. On the daily chart, it's above the 10-day. In fact, it formed somewhat of a flag on the daily chart. That's your flag pole going up, and this is your actual flag coming down here, and you have your breakout. Let me see if I can draw a quick trend line to better show where the flag is here. Boom, there's your flag pole. That's your flag and breakout. That's the technical signal that we look for. The chalk and money flow is positive. You have a gold confirmation on the 1 minute chart as well, pre-market, and even during all the time of the consolidation right here. If you want to get a better entry using a 1 minute chart, if we take a look at the options chain, The 44 call options hit a low of 8 cents. They opened at 20 cents. When it failed and tested the 200-day, they fell down to 8 cents, and then it took off to go as high as 82 cents, thus making it a 8-to-1 trade. If you purchased the 43.50 contracts, they opened at 60 cents, hit a low of 34 cents, and then took off to go to 129, which is almost a 5-to-1, but a 4-to-1. Either way, this was a really great trade. If you wanted to get it for a 5-to-1 or just a quick 3-hour work week, it certainly worked. It met our goal criteria as far as the setup was concerned, and it also made sense on all time frames, meaning that all of the stars were aligned. So MU is our Black Friday trade of the day. All right, Dominic.